Is there an art in being an effective conversationalist? I mean, do you think most people can benefit from uncovering the dynamics of non-confrontational exchanges of ideas? Okay, let's start with a word. Just a word, and the word is whatever. Now, I personally don't think it should ever be used when conversing. I mean, it can have more than one intention. It can mean, shut up. I'm tired of this thread of conversation. Or it can mean, I see your point, but I'm going to belittle it and discount it by uttering whatever and changing the subject. I like being in control, and you held it for enough time. Or, it could be used innocently and with good humor, but it still stops the conversation. I think it's a form of passive-aggressive derailment. As if it's to say, well, we'll never figure it out, so why try? So on the subject of conversation, even though I don't like to put rules down, it's number one. Never say whatever in a polite exchange. Okay, let's see what other techniques are used to undermine the other. How about people that love to hear themselves speak? Talking machines who leave little gaps for interjection or commentary. Let's call them blabbermouths, motor mouths, and people who talk a blue streak. I find it more than anything disrespectful. I sometimes have to stop them and compliment them how interesting they are, but remind them that I, too, am interesting and to give me a chance to interject at times. They usually acknowledge that they have a habit of running their mouths off, apologize, and for a time, they try hard to stop when they hear me try to get a word in. Now, the problem now becomes that they listen with detectable impatience, and when they sense that I'm finished making my point, they say something like, or interesting, or that's cool. Then, instead of showing the faintest interest in following the thread I've provided, they go off on their own storyline, including a few tangents to add a je ne sais quoi to the mix. Now, you might ask, do I stop them again? At times. I say, did you deduce that my retort to your extremely well-constructed and intensely dynamic pontification on the subject did not deserve an admiration enough to more than say, that's cool, before you remodeled the exchange to suit your narrative? Is following a thread of conversation a new concept for you? Now they're pissed. How dare I school them on proper, polite conversation? Where do I get off being the convo police? Yes, twice I stopped them, yeah. Twice I guess I embarrassed them. 2 times that my arrogant, self-righteous being presumed to know better. Okay, I admit that rarely happens. But sometimes it does with insufferable narcissists. But most of the time, they capitulate and try harder. It's all in the tone and attitude used. I'm cuddlier than a kitten wrapped in an Angora blanket when I reprimand their faux pas. People can change when approached respectfully. You know, we never had a class in conversation etiquette in high school. Now, I was on the debate team. That was a real learning experience in how to get on each other's throats. I think the point is, as it is mostly in our tete-a-tetes, is that one does not work on dynamic awareness of self and the other. It's usually a one-way street to a clueless existence. To put a finer point on it, going about one's business, self-satisfied and burdened with an accumulation of regrettable habits, is harmful to one's overall health. Now, if you want to get real contemptible and how to tackle communication between couples on our next episode, Mars versus Venus, the romantic battlefield, he said, she said. You know, it's an idea. You know, power dynamics. Well, if this interests you and you'd like to come back, we might tackle couples, relationships, and those dynamics. I hope to see you next time. Bye.